Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to Common English Mistakes. Don't just learn, improve. So today I've got some pairs of words which are easy to confuse, and a lot of these native speakers make mistakes with. So if you can get them right, you're going to sound better than a native speaker. So anyway, the incorrect words are up here, highlighted in red. So just pause the video and see if you can think of the correct word. And well done for the first one. If you said the temperature is rising. The verb rise, rose, risen, to say when something just goes up. And we can use that phrasal verb, and I would say it's more natural to use in everyday conversation. Rise is a little more formal, whereas raise we're going to use like this. The government raised the retirement age to 67. I raised my arm to ask a question. Raise when it's active, when someone does the action. And for both rise and raise, we could use increase, but this is much more formal, and also it only applies to levels of things. So you could say the government increased the retirement age, but obviously you can't say I increased my arm. And in the same relationship, but for the opposite, we use full for when things go down. So for example, the temperature falls, the temperature goes down in winter. Again, go down, a little bit less formal, more everyday. But then when someone or something does the action, you use lower. So again, the government lowered taxes. I lowered my arm. Once again, you could use decrease, but here I would say actually lower is better to use, more natural in most of the situations. And then for the next one, Costa del Sol, as the name implies, is very sunny. We use imply for when something or someone indicates how something is. And then again, infer is basically the same thing, but the other way around. So when you decide how something is based on information. For example, I inferred from his expression that he was very angry. I would say both of those are quite formal language, especially infer. That comma, as the name implies, is quite a useful expression to learn though. For infer, that's very, very formal. Everyday language, you're probably just going to use an expression like, I guess that, or I would imagine that. And then for the next one, this could be correct in very specific situations, but generally you want to be saying there are lots of historical documents in the museum. Historical meaning related to history. So then look at the example sentence for historic and have a think what it means. The fall of the Berlin Wall was a very historic moment in the 20th century. And well done if you said from the context that historic means important in history. Often these are going to overlap because an old building is often historical, related to history, or historic, important, maybe in the history of a city. But just make sure you're more using historic to refer to places, events, buildings where something important happened or it was important in the history of a place. And then for the next one, it's kind of the other way around. The economic situation in my country is quite bad at the moment. Economic meaning related to the economy or economics. Whereas my car is quite economical, it doesn't use a lot of petrol, means good value, or doesn't involve spending a lot of money. For example, taking the bus is more economical than taking taxis. And then well done for the last one. If you said we had a lovely dessert in the restaurant, watch the spelling and pronunciation for a sweet dish. 2 S's and stress on the second syllable, dessert, dessert. Whereas the place it usually doesn't rain, 1 S, stress on the first syllable. desert. Camels live in the desert. So explanation over. A useful little group of pairs of words and something people make a lot of mistakes with, even native speakers. So worth studying. As ever, guys, if you're finding the video useful and you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button for more common mistakes videos coming out every 2 days. When you're ready, let's practice and improve. Just pause the video and choose the correct word highlighted in yellow from these sentences. So for the first one, you probably could say both, but I would say it's much better to say the 1755 earthquake was a tragic but historic moment in Portugal's history. Then the next one, you can infer a lot about a person from their taste in music. And then for the next one, it's important to cover your skin in the desert. 1S, stress on the first syllable. And then his comment raised a lot of eyebrows. Something caused it to happen. Useful expression there, raise someone's eyebrows, meaning to cause surprise or disapproval. And then it's more economical to buy supermarket own brands, better value. And finally, I think they should lower the voting age. It's active, so we're going to use lower. Now just pause the video and write, say, or discuss the same sentences for you. And finally, today's question, what is the most historical place in your city? And has anything historic happened there? So do write your answers in the comments, guys. Always interested to learn about history from around the world. So that's basically it for today. Anytime you have pairs of words like this, mistakes are going to get made. So make sure to come back to this video and review it, and you're going to be much more accurate. Other than that, I'll see you for another common mistakes video in the next couple of days. So until then, see ya.